Hi there, Karen Roby here with Tech Republic, talking about post-quantum encryption with James Sanders today. So James, just start with, the impact that quantum computers can have on data encryption.
Right now, classical computers are not really able to basically factor an integer in a way that can break current encryption strategies. And without getting too weedy into the math about this, the concept of data encryption basically requires really large numbers that current computers have never been shown to be powerful enough to factor. Like, it's going to take, if you have a really powerful computer, on the order of tens or 100 years to actually factor one of these numbers. The thing is that quantum computers have, in the 90s, there's a research paper that introduced something called Shor's algorithm that shows that quantum computers are actually able to factor these numbers because of the difference in the way that they work compared to classical computers. Mm-hmm. With that algorithm and advances in quantum computers over the last several years, it's been possible to factor integers in a way that will eventually be able to break classical encryption schemes. So this is a problem for people in the sense that if you have, a security agency that's collecting a whole bunch of encrypted data, storing it somewhere, under the idea that in the future it's going to be possible to decrypt this data, that's going to be a problem for everyone. And so we're going to need to move eventually to post-quantum encryption that doesn't rely on the type of math that can be broken by Shor's algorithm.
So, when you talk about computers that most of us have and use, how can post-quantum encryption actually help those people?
Well, the thing to keep in mind about post-quantum encryption is that it doesn't require a quantum computer to use. We'll be able to use post-quantum encryption strategies on classical computers that everyone owns today, right. Smartphones. You don't really need a new system in order to use this. Mm-hmm. What we do need is to update software to use the new type of encryption algorithms or strategies, whatever word you want to use for them. Mm-hmm. With that, the move from something kind of old, and to give you an example, like SHA-1, which is a hashing algorithm that is known to not be secure, to SHA-256, or SHA as they call it as well, that's something that took 5 years to actually get done, even though there was a lot of regulatory pressure to do this because it was known to not be secure. Mm-hmm. And with that, it is important to keep in mind that you have to have these updates on both ends. So if only one end has the update, like if your server can do a new type of encryption, but your client computer can't, that's not of any use to anyone.
Right.
So they both have to, in other words, kind of speak the same language. Mm-hmm. And with that, it just takes a long time to get all of this infrastructure upgraded. And right now, NIST, which is the body that really regulates these types of things or standardizes these types of things, is looking at a bunch of different candidates for what type of post-quantum encryption to use for different use cases. So it's not just going to be one standard for everything. Mm-hmm. There's probably going to be 4, 5, or 6 different ways that post-quantum encryption will be introduced. And so standardizing those, making sure that they're verified and trusted within the community so there's not a type of backdoor that's being introduced into this encryption system, and getting it deployed on systems in use today is really where the emphasis is.
All right, some interesting stuff there. For more on James's story, make sure you check out Tech Republic and social media as well.